Ladies and gentlemen, especially the ladies, you are in for a treat. My special guest, Barrington B.J. Montgomery, is a multi-talented and very good-looking model and writer. In addition, he is very creative and a deep thinker. He is not just a handsome face. I want to welcome Barrington Montgomery. Hey, welcome to the show. Doing your modeling thing. I really like it. I like what you got on.
Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Everyone, stay tuned. We have an exciting show for you.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic.
Maybe he could be an outdoor cat that lives in our neighbor's yard, 3 doors down.
Mom.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hey, back again, and with this handsome gentleman, model extraordinaire.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Great, great. And I like your outfit, and you gave us a little taste of what you can do on the floor.
On the runway, you know.
Yeah, on the runway.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about how you got started, first of all, into the business as far as the model, because that is your first preference, being a model?
Being a model, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've always been photogenic, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I actually, when I moved here 2 years ago, one of my friends actually hit me up and was just like, you know, I need your help. So I said, okay. He was like, can you meet me at this address such and such time? I said, okay, no problem. So I get there and he shows up and he's like, why you not dressed? I'm like, for what? He said, because you're modeling. And I'm like, really? He was like, yes. The other guy didn't show up. So I said, okay. So I took it upon myself to, you know, go ahead and try to get myself together because I wasn't prepared, like, at all. And started shooting, and the photographer was like, you don't model at all? I was like, no, I don't. And he was like, you need to model. I'm like, serious? So, you know, I'm just downplaying it. No, I don't want to model. He's like, you need to model. So ever since then, I just been going at it, and my career steady climbing.
Okay,
so it was kind of a mishap, and just so happened, you know, I was there. You ended up liking it, huh? And I ended up liking it, and I've been going steady ever since.
Ever since?
Ever since.
Well, sometimes you just looked the part, and obviously they thought you did. And then
I appreciate that. You know?
Yes, and then you knew how to handle the part with your first opportunity.
I mean, it wasn't too bad, you know. I was nervous. Don't get me wrong. I was nervous because there was other people who was in the room as well. But it worked out for the good.
Yes, it did. Now, how long have you been modeling?
It'll be 3 years in February.
Okay, all right.
So it hasn't been really a long career, but it's been a short, steady pace career that's, you know, climbing me up the ladder. So I mean, I can't complain at all, especially a lot of the doors and opportunities that's been opening up for me.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a blessing.
It is a blessing. Now I understand that you came from a family where your parents were in the service.
Yes,
and you lived in Germany.
Yes, ma'am. I was born in Germany. My dad was stationed in Stuttgart, and stayed there for about approximately 3 years, maybe, I want to say. And from there, we moved to Virginia. And then from Virginia, we moved home to Alabama.
Okay.
Grew up there. I tell people all the time. In Alabama?
Well, no, Germany.
Oh, well, I don't really remember too much. I just remember certain things.
Then.
I was real small, but I always plan to go back and visit. I haven't yet, but I tell everybody, you know, I mean, we traveled, so I have a little bit of Virginia in me, a little bit of Alabama with me. And I lived in Mississippi for a year, so, and then besides that, traveling all over
Modeling
the U.S.
all over?
Yes, ma'am. So, I mean, it's been an adventure.
Okay, so were you born in Alabama?
I wasn't born. I was born in Germany. but
Oh,
my
okay, sorry.
parents are from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I tell everybody I'm from Alabama, because that's where all my family is.
Oh.
And of course you have those, you know, extended family who moved to other states.
Right.
But as far as that, when I graduated from Troy University, ended up moving here to Atlanta. So that's how I ended up being here.
Yeah, speaking of graduating from Troy University, now, where is Troy?
Troy is in Troy, Alabama. Troy University in Troy,
Oh,
Alabama.
okay, Alabama.
That's the main campus, but they have different branches in certain states. They have the small campuses, but the main campus is in Troy, Alabama.
Oh, okay. And you majored in social
science. Yes, ma'am.
Now, why did you choose that?
Well, originally I was an education major. My family, especially on my dad's side, all of my family are educators. They're either principals or my grandmother was secretary. My mom's a teacher as well. So it's kind of the thing in our family, you know,
Good.
Educators. But
Well, that's a good thing.
I started that way, and then, you know, being in Troy, a couple of my classes, they wanted me to retake for GPA purposes, and I was like, not happening. I was like, I'm trying to graduate, I'm trying to go on, you know, get my career started. So I ended up changing my major to social science, and I graduated like that following year. I went on and graduated.
Okay, so what were you trying to do before you changed your major?
Well, eventually I was going to go into the school system.
Teacher.
Teacher, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. But then when they told me I still can teach, even with me changing my major, I said, oh, well, that's perfect. So
Yeah.
I just went on and changed it, and I could still be a teacher as
Okay.
well. Just have to, you know, be certified and you
And all
know,
of that.
fingerprints and all the whole nine. So
Yeah,
eventually,
background check. I
right,
know
all that.
about that.
Right, all that.
Yeah.
So eventually, once 6 classes away, because I'm currently in school now, working on my master's in social science.
Great.
So once I finish my master's, I will eventually get my PhD, and eventually I'll be teaching
You'll be
somewhere.
teaching and a professor.
Professor, yes, ma'am.
Professor that is also a model and have
Right. Plenty of stories
traveled
to
the
tell.
world. So
Right.
you can really identify with a lot of students, and they can look up to you in so many other ways.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
sounds really good. Sounds really good. So, getting back to your career, now from the modeling, that can branch out to acting. Now, you have acted.
Yes, ma'am.
And
I
this-
have. I actually just did a mini feature in this upcoming movie that'll be released later on this year called Jack Boys 2, directed by Anthony Quinn.
Okay.
He released the first one last year. It was around July, August. I want to say he released it last fall, last year. But he reached out to me, asked me if I'd like to be a part of the new one. I told him, of course. So, and then I've done little small acts here and there. And actually, I'll be working on a new film called Bricks,
Oh, boy.
which will be directed and produced by Wayne Campbell, which is my manager.
Oh, good.
Under
So
Major
you have a
Street Music.
manager and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you
So-
are doing well.
Got a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Oh, yeah, and you're young, too. You know, you have
Yeah.
time on your
I
side.
mean, yeah, you know, my birthday
know,
is
if you take
My
advantage
birthday
of
is
it.
Tuesday, though, so it's like
Tuesday, so
yes,
you're a
ma'am.
Virgo.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
My granddaughter's a Virgo.
The big 30-30.
30-30? Okay, well, that's a
30-30.
good age. Yeah.
I think I prefer 25.
Well, you know what? We're never satisfied with where we are with our age.
That's
I know
true.
when I was in my 20s, I thought I was old then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would like to have that age back now, but, you know.
You look good to me. I don't see nothing wrong. Hey,
Okay, well, thank you.
I tell people all the time,
Yeah,
as long as you feel healthy and you're moving
and
you
you're
know
doing good.
you're
huh?
doing good, it's nothing to complain about.
Yeah, I'm not really complaining, but, you know, we always, like I say, we think where we are sometimes is not where we should be.
Right,
We need to
right.
appreciate where we are. But you know what? We're going to pick up on that after this. Everyone, stay tuned. This is very good.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey everyone, I'm back with Mr. Barrington Montgomery. Very handsome model, very smart and educated young man. And really, you are a good role model for a lot of young men and for women too, that, you know, because you're saying that, look, you know, you can have a career. You can be educated and still do some creative things, like you're doing, you know, as a model. And you've also have other interests that you're entertaining and have done. Let's talk about some of your other interests.
Well, I actually have a poetry series that's out on Facebook. It's called Love Letter. And basically the inspiration was I was, you know, at home relaxing and a hearing aid commercial came on. So when it came on, it instantly just popped in my head. I mean, like a strike of a match. And I just got the writing, and I started writing, and I went to texting in my phone, you know, trying to let it flow. But basically, it's about this guy who goes into the gym a lot, and he sees this lady that he's, you know, attracted to. But every time he approaches her and tries to talk to her, all she does is smile and goes on about her business. So he was like, so he's thinking like, you know, man, maybe I'm not that attractive, you know? So eventually he doesn't see her for a while, but he ends up running into her trainer one day. So he asks him, basically, I haven't seen your workout partner in a while, like, you know, everything okay? So he was like, you know, yeah, she's good, such and such. So he wonders like, well, you know, I tried to say something to her, but all she does is smile and you know, keeps going. So that's when the guy finds out that she's deaf. So he's writing the love letter. So he's thinking, you know, well, maybe she can't hear me, but maybe she can read. So he's writing the love letters, you know, to eventually get her attention. So maybe when he sees her, you know, he can just pass one off to her. But in the midst, some tragedy and stuff happens. So I really don't want to give it away too much.
This is in the form, is it going to be a book or is it going to be a play or what is it going to be?
It's a
series? Or?
It's a series, but it's in poetry format.
Okay, so why did you choose the poetry format?
Because I wanted to take a different route. I mean, to me, when I write or if it's something that I'm writing about, I like to tell a story on whatever it is, my inspiration or whatever it is I'm getting it from. So I figured instead of just writing it regular script movie format, turn it into like a poetry. So that's how I ended up
that was the beginning though.
Yes, ma'am.
Because, you know, with this, the creativity may show itself in other ways later on as the more that you know, deal with it.
Well, eventually, one of my main goals, because I haven't really figured out yet if I want it to be a 15-part series or a 20-part series. I've released 1 through 7 out already. 8 through 15 is finished. But I don't know if I'm going to stop it there or do I want to keep it going. But eventually, sometime either next year or the year after, I either want to turn it into a mini film or actually just put it in production for a series. You know, so I think a lot of people now, instead of just listening, a lot of people are more visual. So they have to put the words with the actions of what's going on to really understand and get into the story. So that's one of my main big projects, though. A lot of people so far love my series. Yes, they love it.
Okay, now is it like a soap opera? It could be like a soap opera.
Kind of, sort of, in a way,
yes. Different little segments of it, you know, can be done.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, how much of an effort is that for you? I mean, is it just something that just oozes out of you?
As far as just writing, just coming up with it? Yes, ma'am. Basically, it's just.
It's a natural gift.
I've had people. Oh, okay. Well, if you're this good, write about this potato chip. and I'll come up with something in like maybe 30, 45 seconds. I'll write something out, and they'd be like, okay.
Okay, they
You're
be
not-
challenging
you're
you.
not-
It's amazing how people.
You're not bad. I said, I told you, you didn't want to listen to me.
So it's a God-given
But
gift.
I love to. I've been writing actually since the 3rd grade.
Oh, okay. So it's just something that you've always done,
Yes,
but you're
ma'am.
doing it more.
Yes, ma'am. I used to, when I was growing up, though, I did not like to read.
Really?
I hated to read. My mama, she tried to make me read. You know, my punishment would either be that, either getting whooped or reading.
Okay.
Or, you know, taking all my fun stuff away, and I had to go, you know, sit in my room where they be.
Really?
Right? Yes,
No
ma'am.
kidding.
So, actually, what really got me writing in 3rd grade, my teacher, she made everybody for the class have to write a poem. So I actually did one on basketball, which was my favorite sport at the time. Well, it still is, even though I don't play anymore. But I actually had the best poem in class.
Okay.
You know, so that kind of
Got you
kick-started me.
started.
Yeah, that kind of kick-started me. So, but ever since then, I've been writing.
Okay.
I tell my mom all the time because during our families, like we have what's say
You have
not
gatherings and
schizophrenia,
stuff?
nah, but like when your memory's not good, your selective memory.
Oh, okay.
So she used to always tell me, you know, anytime you think of something or you do something, or you know if you're going to forget something, write it down.
Okay.
So that way, if you don't remember, you have it written down.
Okay.
So it's when it comes to my writing, when stuff pops in my head, I go ahead and I write it down
All
right
right.
then. And it just so happens, as soon as I put it down on paper the first time, I don't have to worry about it no more. And I actually would go back and just read, just to, you know, to see the flow and everything. And that's it. I'm done with it. I put it to the side.
That's good.
But I have so many.
Oh, you do?
So many. So
Okay.
eventually I do want to do a poetry book with all the stuff I've written, and kind of have like a big release, like poetry type kind of event.
Sort of novel poetry.
Right.
Manuscript or
Yes,
something
ma'am.
to that point.
Along those lines. But
Uh-huh.
it's a work in progress.
Well, that's good. And you have life ahead of you, so you can come up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
I try to.
it's coming from above, I think, and you know, those creative thoughts that you have, and it flows because,
Right.
you know, I am an educator too. I graduated from Ohio State, and of course, I'm in communications and all of that. But I also was as a teacher certified, but I never chose to teach full time. What I did choose, well, I do substitute teaching when I feel like it now. But I was into another field with the federal government.
Okay.
But you know, all of that is good, you know, because you're creative and you need those skills in order to do anything, you know, as far as writing. You know, if you're good at writing, and I tell the students when I do sub that what comes easy for you sometimes is your talent.
Right.
You know, it's a given gift. A lot of times they don't recognize it.
Right.
But-
And you know, I when I was growing up, though, 'cause my pops, he played basketball. So, you know, I was trying to follow along his footsteps, but, you know, I got to my senior year of high school and, you know, got with the wrong crowd and started going down the wrong road. I ended up getting kicked off the basketball team.
Hey, we're going to go more into details after this. Everyone, stay tuned for more with more.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Hey, back again with Mr. Barrington, and we were talking about the fact that you really wanted to be a basketball player,
Yes, ma'am.
and you went into something else, or you found out you had something else, a
Yes,
talent.
ma'am.
So let's talk about that.
Well, basically, my senior year of high school, I played half of the season. The second half of the season, I got kicked off and pulled off the team. So basically, it was like, my life was taken away from me because basketball was all I wanted to do. So I had to find another niche, something else, So I came across some poetry that I've written prior to that because I had stopped. And it kind of got me back in my groove. So from me writing, it went to acting, and then it went to me modeling. So now I'm modeling.
Yes, and you have a very nice outfit on, and we got a little taste of that. But we want to look at that again because you said you're connected with a designer, and you're
Yes, ma'am.
giving your input to
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
Okay.
Terry Hall, shout out Terry Hall.
Okay.
He's based out of Houston, Texas.
All right.
And he basically seen my pictures, and he said, I want you to be the face of my brand.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I don't have no
Okay.
problem with that. So he sent me a couple of designs, and I told him, maybe you should make it look like this. And I sent it back to him. He changed it, sent them back to me. And ever since then, we've been on the run.
Okay, so this is part of what you've
Yes, ma'am.
contributed.
This
Why don't
is-
you stand up and
Okay.
let my audience enjoy a little more of Mr. Berman.
This is one of the signatures phrases, label me fresh.
Okay.
This is the J.R. LaCour signature hat. But we have plenty more. But we're also not just for men, it's for women and children.
Oh,
So we're
great.
catering to all ages,
All
all
right.
ethnicities.
Very nice.
So it's people been phone.
So they like it.
They love it.
It's popular.
Yes, ma'am. They're waiting
Oh.
to start ordering. So
Okay. That's good.
we're actually Terry will actually be coming out in September, and we're going to be looking for a store where we can set up in and actually have our formal, hopefully we'll do the cutting of the ribbon or something, to make it a good ceremony,
That's really a good
But hard work
thing.
does pay off, and it's God brought us together for a reason,
Yes. So how much time do you have to put into this? Or is it?
It's quite a bit, not too much, but quite a bit. I was telling him earlier that I have a lot of designs in my head, especially for women. I don't have a
Because
problem.
you know how you want them to look, right?
Right.
I get
exactly,
it. I get it.
Exactly. Especially if I had a woman.
Oh.
If I had one,
Oh,
I
you
would know.
mean you're not hooked up?
I'm not.
Well, I had
I'm
to hook you
single.
up with my granddaughter.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I had to tell her about you.
But just make sure it's, I'm prepared. I have a haircut and everything's all nice, and I got to be presentable.
Yeah,
That's
she's a
one of my bigs.
meticulous type of young lady.
Okay, but that's a good
Pretty.
thing.
Yeah, she is.
'Cause you don't
She
want her
is.
to
She,
visit
and she
anybody.
doesn't bite her tongue either.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a Virgo too.
Uh-oh, I'm a Virgo.
Okay. Do you get along with Virgos?
I actually don't believe in astrology.
Oh, okay. That's all
I
right.
actually don't
then.
believe in astrology,
But she's closer to the Leo sign, though.
Okay.
She's a 24. Well, you are too.
29.
29. She's 24.
Okay.
Okay.
She just had a birthday.
Yeah.
How-
I just went to her, we just went to dinner
Mhm.
and with her and her mom and dad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And her sister is a Virgo too, but she's in September the 7th.
Oh, okay.
She's born on Labor Day
I
years
tell
ago.
a lot of people I'm a Virgo, and they be like, "When's your birthday?" I say August 29th. They be like, "Oh, you a Leo." I'm like, "What?"
You're probably picking up a Leo trace. Now, I'm a Leo, but I'm a July Leo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get too much into astrology because I have different views on astrology.
Yeah,
so
but that's
I-
okay. You're not supposed to as a Christian either. But,
Mm-hmm.
I find it to be kind of interesting. And some of this is really true, how people really act. But, I can see how the planets affect your personality logically. But we're not supposed to just...
I think so, more so. Everybody has the same characteristics. Everybody has the same traits.
You think so?
It's just certain people that you hang around, your morals, your values, all that's going to play a role into you being the person that you are. So everybody's happy, everybody's sad, but it's just certain people are going to bring out those other characteristics or those traits, not to mention life experiences that maybe happened that made you change your views on certain things. So that's why I kind of don't, get into astrology.
Yeah, because you did say you were a deep thinker.
I know.
So I can tell that, because, you have to be independent in your views and, don't buy into things. But, we all have our preference as to what we think is right and what is wrong. And yeah, but
choices. I like to say choices.
Choices. That's so true. That's so true. Yeah. So speaking of choices, ultimately, what would you like to do in life? I mean, you're a writer, you're a model, and now you're designing. So, but maybe you can pull it all together and have your own enterprise. Have you thought of that?
I haven't really thought about it, but one of my main objectives is I don't mind helping people. I like to help people.
Oh, that's good.
So eventually I want to open up maybe a center to where homeless people, not just here in Atlanta, but back in Alabama or whatever, all over, where I can help people get on their feet.
Oh, that's so nice.
Like, I have the plan in my head. It's just a matter of getting everything together, financial-wise, business-wise, documentations, and just putting the plan in motion. But I kind of put that on hold just so I can maybe reach more people, to as far as like my career, who won't mind helping or anything. So that way I can do my part in helping somebody else.
Okay, and you need money sometimes to help somebody, but of course, just bringing yourself to the table helps people too.
Right.
We just have a little more time, and we're going to take this time to find out how you can contact Mr. BJ.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Facebook at Barrington the Model. You can find me on Instagram as Barrington the Model. You can also email me at barringtonthemodel@gmail.com.
Okay. Everyone, you can see this is a handsome, not only is he good looking, he has a goal in life, and he's concerned about other people, and that makes me feel very good. And, he's a great example. Tune in next week for More with More.